the ancient Mataram kingdom and the legacy of Borobudur temple.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
In the heart of Java, shrouded by misty mountains and dense tropical jungles, the ancient Mataram kingdom rose to power during a golden age of spirituality, architecture, and cultural refinement. From the 8th to the 10th centuries, this kingdom shaped the destiny of central Java, leaving behind one of the world's greatest architectural marvels, Borobudur Temple. This is the story of a kingdom devoted to gods and knowledge, and of a civilization that carved eternity into stone. The rise of the Mataram kingdom. The Mataram kingdom, often referred to as Medang, emerged in the 8th century in the fertile plains of Kidu and Prambanan valleys in central Java. It thrived between the Progo and Opak rivers, a region that today remains rich in volcanic soil thanks to the presence of Mount Merapi. The kingdom's prosperity was closely tied to agriculture, particularly rice cultivation, which supported a growing and organized population. The founding monarch, Sanjaya, established the Sanjaya dynasty in 732 CE, as recorded in the Kangal inscription. A devout follower of Shaivite Hinduism, Sanjaya laid the foundations for a dynasty that would rule over Java's highlands for nearly 2 centuries. However, the kingdom's history soon became intertwined with another influential family, the Salandra dynasty. The arrival of the Salandras. While the Sanjaya dynasty remained dominant in politics and military, the Salandras rose in prominence, possibly through marital alliances or peaceful succession. The Salandras were Mahayana Buddhists, and under their leadership, the Mataram kingdom experienced an extraordinary period of temple building and spiritual development. King Panankaran, one of the most notable Salandra rulers, embraced Mahayana Buddhism while still respecting the Hindu legacy of his predecessors. His reign set the stage for a synthesis of 2 great religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, flourishing side by side, each marked by majestic temple complexes that still stand today. Borobudur, a mountain of enlightenment. At the pinnacle of this cultural renaissance, the construction of Borobudur Temple began around 750 CE. Built during the Salandra dynasty under King Samartunga, the temple was more than a religious site. It was a cosmic mountain carved from volcanic stone, symbolizing the Buddhist path to enlightenment. Borobudur was constructed without the use of mortar, its interlocking volcanic stones held together by intricate engineering. The monument is a stepped pyramid, rising in 9 platforms, 6 square and 3 circular, topped by a grand stupa at its center. The entire structure represents a 3-dimensional mandala, a microcosm of the universe in Buddhist cosmology. The base represents Kamadhatu, the world of desires. The middle terraces depict Rupadhatu, the world of forms, and the top circular platforms symbolize Aripadhatu, the formless realm of enlightenment. The walls are adorned with over 2,600 relief panels and 500 Buddha statues, each facing outward as guardians of wisdom and compassion. The reliefs narrate the life of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, and depict Jataka tales, moral stories from his previous lives. Walking the galleries in a clockwise direction, pilgrims would symbolically retrace the spiritual journey toward nirvana. The kingdom of temples. Borobudur was not alone. During the Mataram kingdom's peak, numerous other temples were constructed across the plains of central Java. The Hindu Prambanan temple complex, dedicated to the Trimurti, Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, stood as a counterpart to Buddhist monuments, reflecting the harmonious coexistence of both religions. Temples such as Mendit and Pawan, aligned with Borobudur in a straight axis, were believed to form a sacred pilgrimage path. These architectural wonders served not only religious functions but also acted as centers of education, cultural gatherings, and royal ceremonies. The era of temple building required a highly organized society, advanced knowledge of astronomy and architecture, and a centralized political power capable of mobilizing thousands of workers, artisans, and scholars. Mataram was such a society, deeply spiritual, prosperous, and intellectually vibrant. A shift to the east. By the early 10th century, the glory of central Java began to wane. A combination of natural disasters, such as massive eruptions of Mount Merapi, and political instability led to the gradual abandonment of the Kidu Plain. Around 929 CE, King Mpu Sindok, a descendant of the Sunjaya line, moved the capital eastward to the Brantas Valley in what is now East Java. This marked the end of the Central Javanese phase of the Mataram Kingdom and the beginning of a new chapter in Javanese history. As the political center shifted, Borobudur and the other temples were slowly forgotten. Dense jungle crept over the once bustling plains, burying the monuments beneath layers of volcanic ash and vegetation. For centuries, these magnificent testaments to spiritual devotion lay silent, hidden from the world. Rediscovery and restoration. Borobudur remained buried in obscurity until 1814, when it was rediscovered during the British administration of Java. Lieutenant Governor Thomas Stamford Raffles, hearing of a great monument in the jungle, dispatched a team to investigate. What they uncovered was astonishing. A ruined yet majestic structure, partially collapsed but still radiating grandeur. Over the next century, various restoration efforts took place. However, it was not until the 1970s that a massive UNESCO-backed project began to fully restore Borobudur to its former glory. Engineers and archaeologists meticulously dismantled and reassembled large portions of the temple, addressing drainage issues and preserving the priceless reliefs. In 1991, Borobudur was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized not only for its architectural brilliance but also for its profound cultural and spiritual significance. Today, it stands as a beacon of Indonesia's historical identity and a pilgrimage site for Buddhists around the world. Legacy of the Mataram Kingdom. The Mataram Kingdom's legacy is not confined to stone. It lives on in the cultural consciousness of Indonesia, in the traditional art, dance, and philosophy of Java. The blend of Hindu-Buddhist beliefs that flourished during this era laid the groundwork for later Javanese spiritual practices, including the syncretic beliefs of Kejawen. The temple-building culture of Mataram inspired later kingdoms, including Majapahit, which carried forward the tradition of monumental architecture. Even centuries after its political decline, the aesthetic and spiritual ideals of Mataram continued to shape the island's cultural evolution. Borobudur, with its silent Buddhas gazing out over the misty plains, remains the most visible and enduring symbol of that legacy. It is a reminder of a time when kings sought enlightenment, when stone became scripture, and when art was an act of devotion, a symbol of unity and identity. In modern Indonesia, Borobudur transcends religion and geography. It has become a national symbol, a representation of the country's rich pre-Islamic heritage and its position at the crossroads of global civilizations. The annual Vesak Day celebrations held at Borobudur bring together monks, pilgrims, and visitors from around the world, in a testament to its enduring spiritual power.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.